Hey everyone, wanted to do another review for you on something that I've been waiting for a long time, and that is the Hot Pocket by Sierra Madre Research. This started out as a Kickstarter about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I jumped on it and it seemed like a really cool thing that I was going to be able to definitely incorporate into my cold weather hammock camping. Jumped into the Kickstarter, waited, and like a year and a half later, here we are. Products finally here. So I thought I'd take an opportunity to show it to everyone and give you my initial thoughts. I want to be clear, I haven't taken this out in the field yet. I've unboxed it and taken a look at it and put it back in its original packaging so I can show it to you. But other than that, I've just played around with it for a little bit, probably no more than, say, half an hour to get a feel for it, and I have some strong initial thoughts on it. So let's jump right in. Comes pretty well packaged in some fancy packaging. This is the Hot Pocket itself. This is the large Hot Pocket, and this is the general size. It's think of like a sling bag, backpack style bag, just a tube pack, collapsible type thing. This is basically what it is. It's got a drawstring top and basic pouch setup. There's some clips on the top and the bottom. You can turn this thing into a stuff sack this way here on either side and cinch it down nice and tight if you want to. You can wear it like a backpack with the included, actually not included, extra, I did pay extra for these, shoulder straps. So the shoulder straps attach just like this, and you have yourself a nice little backpack. And it's super lightweight. I think Sierra Madre says 15 pounds max. I would hesitate to even put that much in. Quite honestly, I don't think this thing is really going to be all that suitable or comfortable for anything other than maybe a water bottle and a lightweight jacket or something like that, maybe some snacks. Anything more and you're going to be wishing you had a more appropriate styled backpack. So the power pack, this is the ultra light or the UL model. This is the standard size. Has a flashlight in there. Let's see if I can get the flashlight to work. There's the flashlight. Turn it off here. 2 ports, one for charging and 2 for powering various means of powering things. This is your charging cord. I will say this thing came dead on arrival. It was no charge, and to me that is kind of not cool. I expect batteries to have a minimal charge at least. Most of the time lithium stuff comes fully charged and it's ready to go. This thing I had to plug it in overnight and get a full charge. I will also say that after using it for 15 minutes, which is the runtime on high for this thing dropped from 4 bars to 3 bars, and I don't know how long it's going to last complete runtime. So this is the entire system as pictured here. Large sack, straps, and this battery pack. $204 is what it's listing for today at Sierra Madre Research. They have sales and price changes frequently, so this is about the price. I think on my Kickstarter I paid $100 or $120 or something like that for it. So it seemed like a good deal to jump on at the time. So I want to talk about one of the things, how this thing goes together. And the instructions included were a small piece of paper with some QR codes linking to videos online. The videos, I had to watch a lot of videos to try to come up with the answers I was looking for. The instructions do tell you how to power it on, power it off. This thing will stay on for 15 minutes, I guess it turns off after running on high. The pack stays on, I guess, longer than that before it times out. But more importantly, what wasn't really clear at all was how to plug this thing in. Now, if you unzip this bottom pouch here, there's two cords. One of them says HIE and it matches up here. It's the high output, and then there's another one on this side. They tell you not to use them both at the same time, but it's not clear if they're supposed to be plugged in or not at the same time. I believe, I haven't tested it yet, but I believe that the low power port goes to this USB plug so that you can charge devices without having to take it out or anything. The whole power pack pops into this zippered pouch. You zip it up and you're good to go. With a button press here on this, if you see that, you can see the red light and there's a blue light. Red is high heating, 15 minutes at a time, and it'll auto shut off. The low heat will go on low for the length of the battery. It'll just stay on. Now, I will admit that I was a little frustrated with the instructions in trying to figure out plugging this thing in or not. Do I want it plugged in? Do I not want it plugged in? And it took me a while to really figure it out. And I think I got it right, where plug both of them in. Just don't power this hot pocket itself and something over here on the charging port at the same time, or else your battery is going to drain extremely fast. So here we are, all set up. Stuff your stuff sack here if you want to. You have your drawstring. You cannot close it this way. Kind of interesting. You think that kind of like a dry sack. Doesn't work that way. These clips are for these straps. And that leads me to the next thing that I had some issues with. These buckles are, I don't know if they're proprietary or not, but they are definitely non-standard. I have a box of extra buckles for repairs and nothing matches up with these. So good thing I purchased the straps, because I would not have been able to make my own or add my own straps on here, which I think is unfortunate. If I had to make a repair in the field because one of these broke, or when I got home, I'd still have a problem because these buckles don't match up to anything, and I'd have to change everything out. So I think that's kind of a raw deal for people that might want to make their own straps, because these were $12, $15, and they're pretty lightweight and not they don't have any adjustments on them or anything, so it's less than ideal in my opinion. And I would have been really screwed, I guess, if I had chosen not to get the straps. Now let's get to the kind of the important parts about this, and that's the heating part. Keep in mind, this is large. This is the large. I can't even imagine what the small looked like. This is your total surface area as a heating blanket. This is just a real thin shell as part of the tube top. So this is kind of a slightly padded, quilted nylon. It's well made. Quality's good. The heating elements are right here. One on the front and one on the back. So there's your heating element, maybe what, half of the entire surface area. And this here, I would say from end to end is about 3 feet, maybe 3 by 3, if that. Probably more like a little over 2 by 2, something like that. So this leads me to, and I will say, it heats up well. It gets nice and warm. So it does work as advertised. And that's a good thing. The heating panels are almost negligible as far as feeling them and the flexibility. It's pretty cool engineering what they've done. Here is the issue that I have, and this is the biggest issue. Here's your battery pack right here. It is in this pocket that is this wide. This battery pack can slide around back and forth. When you put this on, let's just say I'm going to put it on my lap. If you could see, that heavy battery pack weighs down on the legs, and let me just let go and watch what happens. It falls. It's so heavy, and it hangs awkwardly. It actually wants to pull towards the battery pack, which is drawing it inside my leg. So this thing, if I'm not careful and keep it hooked on my knee, it's just going to end up right here. If you switch it around here, let's put the battery pack up here. Now I've got a battery pack that is awfully close to parts that I don't really want cooking all that much, let's say. But again, the minute it starts to slide, you can see the weighting of it is it's just too heavy. It's just too heavy. As I move it around, let's try this way. This battery pack is sliding all around in here, and then it just puts weight here. The rest of this thing isn't wide enough or heavy enough to hold anything in place. So my thoughts on this as a warming device that I can just throw over my lap, it's not going to work. This battery pack is going to make it slide all over the place. Draping it over my shoulders, I'm going to have this brick hanging there at some point. More importantly though, it's too small to put on top of me in with like a top quilt or a sleeping bag or something. It's too small to use effectively with this being as light as it is and this weighted. The first time you move around, this is going to go to the side, and this whole thing is going to end up somewhere behind your knee, at your feet. I don't know where, but it's not going to be on top of you. Now, again, I haven't tested it. Maybe this thing puts out enough heat to just warm you by being inside your sleeping bag or underneath your top quilt. But my thought when purchasing this is that this was going to lay on top of me and stay in place, be big enough to stay in place and be able to put a blanket over me. I move around a lot when I sleep. This is going to be gone in a heartbeat. So the construction, it's all quality construction. I have no complaints with that, and it works as advertised. But it is not going to work for me, and I'm really disappointed in that. This is an expensive item. It's $200, and this is large. This is the biggest it comes in. I can't even imagine anything smaller than this being even remotely usable, because I can't see how this is going to be usable. So Sierra Madre, I commend you on sticking through this challenge to get this product made. It's an interesting idea, but I am definitely not going to be using it. I'll never take this thing backpacking. It's just too heavy and added unnecessary bulk for what it's going to produce. Maybe car camping, but when I'm car camping, I can take heavier blankets and heavier wool blanket, better sleeping bags. It's not an issue. So I don't know. This one's not working for me. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it, from what I've shown you, from what you might have read about it, or if you have one yourself. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I got it all wrong. I do reserve the right to evaluate this at a later date, so we'll see. I can change my mind. See what happens with it. But right now, first impression is is not gold. Sorry about that, Sierra Madre. I wanted to like this thing. I've been waiting for this thing for a long, long time. So maybe next go around we'll see what you got to offer.